Isabel Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am so excited to be speaking with the acclaimed, dare I say, Renaissance woman. She is a dancer, performer, director, cinematographer, cellist, musician, producer. She does it all. Hello, Angel Kim Spicer. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Angel, I'm so excited to finally be meeting you. And the audience got a little sneak peek of, well, let's just say, showing off an array of your skill sets. Talk to me a little bit about the impetus for that video that you just posted a few days ago on your Insta.
Yeah. Okay, so actually this was for an online cabaret show, and it was sort of adapted from a piece that I put together for a different, like an in-person pole show. And I created a Star Wars themed piece. And I affectionately called it Ass Wars. And because it was me, and then I brought in a second person. So I was like a Sith Lord, and I started dancing, and I have a lightsaber, and then out of the crowd comes a second dancer who is the Mandalorian, and she has Baby Yoda, and she also has a lightsaber. So then we lightsaber duel on the pole, and it was a whole deal. But I got to like make my own music for it. Like I made like a mashup and my own mix for the music, and do the costumes and choreograph and just put all that together. So this was a much simplified, pared down version, and I added in the cello part for that cabaret show.
Angel, I just love that you are, amidst everything I called you in terms of like, you know, what you do, you're a storyteller.
Oh,
And
thanks.
no, but you know what I mean? But that's what it comes down to. So I'm like curious, Angel, when you were a kid, well, first off, I want to know where you grew up, and like when you were a kid, were you like a great storyteller? Like, did you tell these great tales? I just saw like an amazing arc within what, a minute of like so many things happening, but yet again, like I told you off camera, I'm hashtag grateful. I can never unsee that.
Well, when I was a kid, I was actually, so I grew up in Central Washington. I grew up in this town called Yakima, uh, which we on the DL call Crackama.
It's
as
okay.
opposed
Hey,
to
this
on
is
the
a safe
air.
space, baby. Say it. We just saw you on a pole with Yoda. I mean, like, you know, let's just go there.
Yeah, the land of meth and apples. It's a from an agricultural town, not a big art scene there. I was really shy when I was younger.
Yeah.
Surprise, maybe surprisingly, I don't know.
But did you have an
Um,
active imagination?
I did, yeah, like my brother and I, we would always play, and we had these whole like superhero like universes. We had our own little Marvel cinematic universes of like superheroes that we created.
Wait,
And
now
we
this
would
all makes sense.
and we would come up with the characters, and they'd have these different, relationships with each other, and we would play that all out. We also like legitimately believed that we were secret agents, and there were
Sure.
like evil enemy spies like watching us. And yeah, so I definitely imagination.
I love
I
that.
read I read so many books when I was a kid.
What were your favorites?
Oh my God, Harry Potter was
Yeah,
like
you and
my
my
love
husband both.
for.
I knew
Yeah.
it when I met you. No, because you have such a good vibe. Like it reminds like the vibe of my husband. I'm like, I'm gonna ask her later if she reads Harry
Oh,
Potter.
yeah, yeah. And my mom loves to tell people that I Emily read the first Harry Potter book, or Angel read the first Harry Potter book when she was like 5 years old. It's like, anyway, but yeah, that was like a very formative, those stories, those like really vivid worlds, and that imagination. And I think like maybe that sense of like magic and wonder really stuck with me
Oh my
from
God,
like.
my favorite word that I love talking with artists about is, you know, obviously you've never lost it, which is amazing, are those artists that keep with them even through adulthood, that childlike sense of wonder. And,
Yeah.
you know, Angel, one of my questions, and I'm sure the answer is yes, you know, the support it seems like you got from your parents or your
Mhm.
family to just be your authentic self. Was that always there?
You know what? That actually is not something that's been there for me.
Wow. So you had to
Yeah.
almost like that much more expand your
Yeah.
imagination and will to just do the thing.
Yeah, and actually, I don't actually currently speak to my parents right now,
Wow.
and they're not actually a part of my life.
Wow.
But I do have an incredible supportive chosen family
There it
in
is.
my life. Yeah, of people who are, um, wow, yeah, like 1,000% in my corner, like support, like these, crazy, like I want to do like a Star Wars ridiculous thing, and whatever, and they're like, yes, like do it,
So
like
that's amazing, Angel, because obviously it seems like the support around you is incredible. And look at the fact that you were able and are able to still move forward unapologetically in and with your bliss and flow is not only great for you, but I think of the young angels of the world as your star continues to rise to be able to be like, F it. If I want to do everything because I'm good at everything, God
fuck
bless
yeah,
America. Give me a
yeah.
pole and a Yoda and a camera. I'm there.
Yes. Yeah, and so like for a while earlier this year, I was doing a lot of busking or like street performing
Oh,
where I would
really?
go out. Yeah, I would just go out and I would play cello, and it was such a fascinating experience that I learned so much from, because you're kind of like breaking the social
Oh
contract
my
a
God.
little
And also
bit.
like to be vulnerable and to just kind
Yes,
of like, dare I use an improv term? Yes, and the situation.
exactly. But that what you were saying, that was one of the most important, or that was one of the parts that was the most meaningful to me, is when I would see kids stop,
Mm.
and it was the kids and the dogs, because they haven't gotten like all that conditioning yet about like what is like acceptable, socially acceptable to do in public, or and what isn't. And you see these kids and they'll just stop. They'll see you playing, they'll hear the instrument, and they'll just stop dead in their tracks. And it's that wonder, it's that childlike wonder, like you were talking about, like mouth, eyes wide open. And to me, that is so important. Or if I'm doing some kind of weird dance project in public, because I think it's so important for kids to see adults and see other people doing art, but also doing weird stuff in public. Just doing what they want to do. Because it's like we grow up with there's so many of these pressures to like fit in and be normal, and don't be weird, and like don't do what you really want to do. Don't be authentic to who you are. And yeah, and so it's just like I really wanted these kids, like I want to tell every single one of these kids, like, just like go do you, go do whatever the fuck you want to do, whoever that is, whatever that is, however that manifests, like be weird, be yourself, like.
Angel, what I also love so much about that sentiment is the fact that like you're building through showing and not telling, but showing up and being yourself.
Right,
You're
right.
being that person for maybe some kids like you who didn't have that in their corner from their blood family.
1,000%. Because it's one thing we all tell kids this, right? Like, follow your dreams, you can do anything you want. But are you really walking, like, it's easy to say that.
Correct.
And it's easy to say that when your kid wants to be a software developer, right? It's easy to tell it to your kid when they want to be a lawyer or a business person. It's a little like, yeah, so I don't know. It's easy to talk the talk. It's a little harder to walk the walk, especially if maybe your walk is a little less conventional, or maybe has some challenges that other walks in life maybe wouldn't have.
But that's, as you know, and as I know as artists,
Right.
we come to realize that actually makes us special. That's our it factor.
Yes. Yes.
Listen, I
It's
could think, go ahead, keep going.
Oh, no, no. I was just gonna say, like that's the thing about like the path less traveled, is like you have to kind of make that path yourself, because there isn't an
Are you
established
like
route.
literally like you're literally taking like all of these lines that I thought I trademarked, and now I'm realizing that I've been delusional for years, and that these sayings have been around, and that Angel has been also been spreading them as well. So actually, Angel, I think you're the one that began them, because I love that. It's not even the path less traveled. It's going into the woods with out a flashlight in the dark and digging your own path where there never was one.
Yes, exactly. Just taking that machete and being like,
I love that you yes
this
and it.
direction.
I
Let's
went to
go.
shovel, you went to machete, and there's like Yoda on your shoulder, but I'm not gonna go there yet. Listen, for more on the amazing Angel Kim Spicer, you can read more about her right below this video. Angel, you're such a gem. I'm so excited you're joining FENIX because you have such a universal transcendent talent that I know people all around the world are going to enjoy and want to be a part of. And I'm so grateful for your time today. And I'm happy we're connected now.
You, me as well. This has been such a joy. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here and dealing with me.